metal black. Rhythm. Say it. CCT Tick 4.
Woo!
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I have no idea what happened. It turns out that there must have been some kind of algorithm problem or something YouTube problem. It's ridiculous. But we're all live! Once again, I am Torrance Hudson, the old school gamer, the Iron Heart of Xbox, also known as Hud Zero. Welcome again to an episode of Gaming Treble. Things like this always seem to happen. But you guys are here. I'm glad that you are waiting. I really appreciate it. Right now, we have down to my very bottom, Tony San Miguel, the man that will choke you out, the man that will put you under. He is the JPG lover. Let him speak his words.
What's up, players? Sorry about the YouTube issues. I maybe I moved the wrong thing up here in the oil rig. So I took some time out to get out of my box and talk to you guys, hang out.
Oh man, yeah. Well, you know what? You better tell your solid snake and everything to get back into the box, please. Thank you very much. But then to my right, you got the man, the Mr. Collectible, the ladies' man, the one who is the overachiever, Mr. John Elisea.
Once again, apologize for the delay, players. Thank you for waiting. You know me. I love my retro gaming. I love my gaming history. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get the show on the road. I feel like I'm part of something else on the X.
Hey, no problem, man. Like I said, hey, I think that we can skip all the formalities. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. This right here is a very good topic, and I believe that all the players out there would love to actually get into it. Let's talk about movies turning into video games and video games turning into movies. I mean, let's talk about both spectrums. Now, we all know about video game adaptations that happened in that way back in the day. We're talking about like when 1993, I think it was one of the first ones. Super Mario Brothers, with Tom, with Tom Hoskins and Bob Hoskins. I'm sorry, Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo. Uh, let me. Dennis Hopper. Yeah, listen. Dennis Hopper actually, before he passed away, actually had an interview about that, about this movie, and he, yeah, let's just say that it wasn't to his liking. His son actually is the one who, who gave him the skivvy about what Super Mario Brothers was. He had no idea, but I'm pretty sure that whoever has the insight on that, I would like to know. I mean, that's a really good one. I really want to know what the hell they were thinking. I mean, especially the director.
There was a lot of backstage drama that happened. I don't know if you heard. Did you heard about what happened with Bob Hoskins during set though? I think he got his hand slammed on the door.
Ooh.
He got his hand like. I don't know if you guys heard about that, but yeah, he actually got his hand slammed and he had to wear a cast though. like while they were shooting it. So yeah, it was if you go online, they talk about the making of it. Like it was a couple that made this movie, and then what happened was after this movie failed, that was the end of their career. They were done after that. So I mean, they have a good like documentary. You can look it up online, and I was reading about it, and yeah. But so I heard about that. I was like, oh my god, this was like a nightmare. But there was actually photos. They had photos of John Leguizamo and the actors who play Daisy. They had a Super Nintendo, on set while they were playing, while they were waiting for, getting ready for the shoots and everything. So there's actually some interesting photos of it though. But it's an interesting. If you guys look it up, it's a good read though. But it was pretty hilarious at the same time how disaster that this movie was.
Yeah, damn, that was interesting, man. I mean, that's that. You see, now that kind of proves that a game like, sorry, a movie like that should have never been made, especially the way that it was handled. And it just seemed like they really didn't pay attention to the source material or didn't even care. They kind of, swept it under the rug, said, you know what? We have our own vision of Super Mario Brothers. Something that's more relatable to, to action ficcionos or comedy or whatever it is. I don't know. And when you watch the movie, it seemed like it was poorly made.
The Goombas.
Yeah, the Goom. Oh, Goombas! Wow, wow, yo.
One of them was Poe though, which is crazy. I was like, come on, really? You're gonna make Poe a Goomba? Come on.
I really don't understand.
Why
Uh,
is that design? Why?
that's a good question.
And you wanna know what's crazy? They actually made action figures of those. I'm like, they're not gonna buy that. Who the hell's gonna buy the figures out of this crap from a crap movie? I mean, if kids want some Super Mario figures, they want the figures actually from the video game, not from this crap film. It's nuts. And they actually thought those figures were gonna sell.
You know what? Why did even bother? How much money? How much was the budget of the? I mean, I was looking through my notes and I was trying to look for the budget of that of the Super Mario Brothers, and it was a was a box office failure.
You could actually look it up on IMDb or go on Wikipedia.
I might have to look at Wikipedia because I was actually trying to get that.
They'll show you the list right there.
Yeah.
They'll show you like how much was the budget and how much did it make.
Oh man. All right. I think they really made a huge mistake.
48 million was the budget.
Oh, 48 million? Woo! And how much did they earn? Like 7?
That's what I'm looking up.
It wasn't the worst one. It wasn't the worst the
They
one
made half of their investment.
half, right?
They lost. They lost. They
Oh,
lost pretty much 25 grand.
oh,
25 grand.
jeez.
25 million. Oh man, I can't count tonight.
Woo! Holy cow. That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, that.
Oh,
60% they lost.
yeah, so
And ever since that movie failed, Nintendo didn't even want to work with Hollywood. Ever since then, until we had the actual good Super Mario Bros. Movie.
you
I don't blame them.
you know
That's such a long time, man.
you know okay, so going into my notes, it's I wrote the adaptation of video games into movies and the creation of video games based on films have been long-standing practices on entertainment. While both industries have influenced one another, their ability to successfully translate stories and experiences varies widely, which is true. Some adaptations, some adaptations have become cultural phenomena, while others have crashed and burned, sometimes literally. This explores the successes and failures and overarching lessons learned from the intersection of gaming and film. So let's start with the beginning. Let's talk about the early failures and the lessons learned. Um, let's talk about the well. We already talked about Super Mario Brothers, which is actually the big one. It was like the very first adaptation of video game into to movies. I don't know why I choose that one. Really, I don't know why they chose that one. I was like, whoa, really?
It would
Um,
have been an animated movie if they were going to do that.
yeah, but
Animated movie would have been so much better.
unfortunately, Disney had the and also the technology wasn't there yet because remember a lot of the Pixar animations wasn't even around yet.
Right, but they could have done like an animated movie, I believe, in the early '90s.
Well,
So, but
that's what the cartoon
they
was.
had so much.
But they had the cartoon. They had the cartoon with the
That's true. They did. They
super,
did have a cartoon of it. That is true. Maybe they didn't want to like do the same thing. Like,
yeah.
what's the point? Then they could just make a movie out of that, that was shown on the Super Mario Bros. Super Show and Super Mario Bros. 3 and Super Mario World.
Yeah, what it was
They
Dick. It
all
was
had
Dick that
cartoons.
actually had the rights to Super Mario Brothers animated, wasn't it? Dick?
I believe it was Dick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was Dick, right? Yeah. So I don't I really feel like that was a missed opportunity. I mean, I mean, I wouldn't have minded to actually have a an hour and a half episode, movie, based off of the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. I would watch it. Actually, matter of fact, they did a better job. They did a better job of that with the Mario Brothers than I don't know. Um,
Absolutely. Yeah, that cartoon was fun.
yeah.
And
Uh,
like I said, they did Super Mario Bros. 3. That was good fun, and they did Super Mario World.
mm,
I don't
um.
want to get a copyright strike, but we all know that song from that Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Oh,
I
yeah. I want to
Hey.
sing it so badly, but you know what? I can't.
Yeah, I know.
I can't.
But dude, I think Captain Little Bow did an awesome job as Mario.
Yeah,
I
he
don't
did.
care what people say. Yeah.
He,
And then
he,
Danny Wells was who played Luigi though. That was good though. But here's a funny. I'll make this quick though. What's funny is that Captain Little Battle didn't want to take the role at first because he didn't want to shave his beard. But you know who forced him to take the role and just do it? His wife. His
oh,
wife said, "Honey, just take it." Yeah, his wife said, "Yeah." And he said this in an interview. Yeah, his wife told me, he said, "Honey, just do it though. It's a popular video game. It's based off the cartoon. Just do it." And then he said,
I
"All right,
get why
fine."
he didn't want to, though. I get why. He'd kill his entire gimmick. It would hurt his gimmick.
Exactly, but you know what? But
His wrestling
exactly,
was his
but you
bread and
know
butter.
exactly. But the thing was that at the end of it, it turned well for him.
Yeah, it
hmm.
did
So,
work well.
and yeah, it worked well for him. So there you go. Sometimes the wife will have good ideas.
Sometimes, not all the time.
Just don't let him hear you say that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I better be quiet on that one.
Watch it.
Yeah. She's in the other room too, so I'm going to be quiet. All right. So anyway, moving along. Yeah. Sorry, honey. We got so basically, rather than capturing the whimsical adventures of the beloved game, which we're talking about Mario Brothers, the film featured a dystopian setting, bizarre character designs, and convoluted plot that alienates fans. And similarly, Street Fighter 1994 and Mortal Kombat Annihilation, those are two sore thumbs that really stick out.
Double Dragon.
Yeah, Double Dragon. Double Dragon that came around at the same time, wasn't it? It was actually a little bit
Came out in the fall of '94. It came out right before Street Fighter.
right before Street Fighter, right? Oh man, and I think if I'm not mistaken, the Cybermania '94 was airing around that time. You remember that disaster of the reward show for video games and computer entertainment? That Leslie Nielsen and Jonathan Taylor Thomas actually did the hosting.
Oh, no, really?
It was it. Oh god, you gotta watch it. You want to talk about so much cringe? There was so much cringe in that.
The Home Improvement Kid?
Oh god, it was trash. It was so bad, so bad. Anyway, Double Dragon, believe it or not, was a they were doing ads for the Double Dragon movie, And then, of course, they said something about you winning a prize or something like that. You could, or something or other. I forgot what it was. It was some kind of contest or something like that. You had to have two sides of the double dragon or something like that to win or whatever it is.
It was no, what it was is that it was a medallion.
A medallion, right? It was a medallion, right.
A medallion, like one has the other piece. Shoko had the other piece, and Billy and Jimmy's stepmom had the other piece. That's what it was.
Okay, that makes sense.
And if you put this together, you'll unleash the power of the double dragon.
Yeah, the plot was trash. The plot was so trash.
Scott Wolf was not. What the hell were they thinking? Casting Scott Wolf as Billy Lee. Mark DeCasco. No, he had no technique. He couldn't even fight to save his life. Mark DeCasco.
He spent half the fighting on his back.
Exactly. Just doing back distance. That's all he was doing.
Yeah.
Mark DeCasco was doing all the amazing martial arts because he's an actual martial artist. You know.
The martial arts first, man.
I wonder if he.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Champion.
I wonder. Yeah, to be honest with you, I mean, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I wonder if that would be a good question to ask Mark DeCascos. I would love to be able to pick his brain about what he was thinking to be casting in this movie. Did he know exactly what the plot line it was of what it was or what it even meant? And the fact that they actually had.
I don't know if I asked you that though, but I did. But I wouldn't be. Well, here's the thing, because Double Dragon was a very popular beat 'em up game back in the late '80s and the early.
Yeah, it was arcade smash. Yeah.
Well, he figured that probably this is based off a popular game. Maybe it will be fun. But I don't recall asking him that. What made him do it though? I don't remember the conversation I had if I asked him about that. But I did show them my Double Dragon tattoo. He loved it though.
Cool. Wow.
Love that though.
But Mortal Kombat Annihilation. This is a nice little backstory because I actually watched the behind the scenes. Well, that's behind the scenes, but basically the when I think it was Ed Boon had a interview about the movie, and he said he was talking about the directors and stuff like that. And the sequel was supposed to be coming out. Now here's the thing: the sequel was coming out too early. It was too close together, and at that time they couldn't get all the actors or actresses to reprise their roles. They were going to get, I believe it was Christopher Lambert to reprise his role as Raiden, and it didn't happen because of scheduling conflicts. And I believe it was who played as Johnny Cage again? I forgot his name. He was
I forgot it. It was
Lyndon Ashby.
Yes. Yeah. And I had no idea. He was a martial artist. He actually he
You think about going back?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Unbelievable. I mean, his technique was great. I was like, oh shit! Look at him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's
you can do the splits.
Yeah.
You can do the splits himself.
I sat back.
That's not something you learn overnight.
But Mortal Kombat Annihilation, when they decided to go on with it, even though, and also I think this has something to do with WB also. They said, and I quote, New Line. Well, New Line was the New Line actually under? Yeah. But anyway, they actually said because of the timeline, they were not going to give them more time to create the movie. They actually gave them a deadline. They said, well, we are not going to give you the budget for this movie if you do not go through with it. In other words, they rushed it. Even the special effects were not completed. The special effects weren't completed. The writing was actually half-assed. The actors and actresses and everything didn't even memorize most of their lines. Some of the lines were even missed. Like they forgot what they were supposed to say. There was no second chances. There was no like redos or anything or back to one. None of that stuff. You know?
Really?
Yeah. Come on, look.
I didn't know. I didn't know about that.
Check this
That's
out.
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, look at that line between Katana and Sindel. She's like, "Oh, you're alive," and it says, "Too bad you will die."
Yeah, that was
You know,
trash.
that line was like,
It was
so
awful.
bad. Yeah.
I,
And
I,
people still say it to this day. You could look on Twitter and everybody still makes fun of it. Oh, I was like, come on, they couldn't like at least do another take of that.
Shinnok. Now, here's another thing. Shinnok was supposed to have be in full costume. They didn't have time to make his costume. They had no time,
And
zero.
that's why it was.
Yeah, so so basically he was normal faced everything. It was garbage. It was trash.
And originally Quan Chi was supposed to be in the movie. They actually had somebody in full outfit,
Yeah,
and
and
I think that was deleted.
it was deleted. Yeah,
For the final cut.
yeah, because the writing wasn't done yet. The writing wasn't done. The costumes weren't done. The special effects weren't done. I mean, half of the special effects in the beginning of the movie were so generic. People were like, "Whoa, what am I watching? Holy crap!"
It was like PlayStation 1 graphics.
Yeah, it's like they
PlayStation 1.
The animalities and the monsters that you saw.
Oh God! Oh bro! Oh my lord! Oh. Even the fight between Sonya Blade and not Katana Melina, yeah, that right there was rushed. It was trash. Holy
They
cow!
had a good fight,
Wow.
I mean, both those girls, Dana He is actually a very well talented stunt woman, and she does martial arts. And Sandra House is also a good stunt woman as well. Those two could have put on a very good fight scene.
Yeah, they did.
You could tell easily that was rushed.
Yeah, and instead they actually turned it into a mud fight. Yeah. Oh yeah, fanfare for all the mud wrestlers out there. So anyway, but anyway,
I'll never forget the time when that movie was coming out though, and it was on a Friday, and a couple of my friends, we were waiting for school to be out, and then I was gonna go meet up with my brother like right after school, and we went straight to the movie theaters right after school to go see that film. We were all excited, and the theater was packed. The theater was packed, and after that movie was over, everybody was like, "What the heck was that?"
People are mad, huh?
Oh yeah, and it was funny. That movie was at number one at the box office on that weekend because I remember I saw it on the MTV News with Kurt Laurel because what he does at the time. He was announced the box office at the time. MTV News announced that movie made number one at the box office, and then the following weekend that movie dropped down to number 5. So that tells you right there that people were not going to see this movie at all. The movie completely bombed after that.
Yeah, I look. The hype was so big. The hype was so big.
The soundtrack was awesome.
Yeah, fire from Yeah, oh, come on, man.
The soundtrack was amazing.
The soundtrack was fantastic.
Great. I remember I bought it though, and then it's just one of those movies that a bad movie but an awesome soundtrack.
Yes.
And people were hyped for that though. But yeah.
Oh man.
It had so much potential.
It did.
So much potential.
It did.
On the rush job, they probably had to cut a lot of stuff. There was probably red tape all over the place to get that. Some stuff probably didn't test well, so they took that out.
They were threatening. They were threatening them. They were threatening them. Basically, New Line. I'm sorry to interrupt, but New Line was threatening them. They said, if you don't bring this, if you don't do it at this certain timeline, your budget's getting cut. They were going to cut the budgets completely, and they were actually had their backs against the wall, and they even asked Ed Boon, and Ed Boon had no hand in it because basically Ed Boon put the Ed Boon put his trust in them in the director because he said the first movie was so great. The first movie was so well done, and he had the trust in them, and right now I believe he regretted it, if I'm not mistaken. He actually did regret it because it number one in the box office for the first weekend, and then it bombed. Like literally they dropped all the way to like 14th, something like that. Yeah, the following weekend because everyone got to see it, and they're like, "What am I watching? What am I watching?" I actually said it. I was like, "What am I watching? Holy crap! These special effects are horrible."
Johnny Cage in the beginning.
Yeah, people are so pissed off. People were pissed. They said, "Oh my God, why would they kill off Johnny Cage?" And even worse, when Sonya Blade was like, "Oh, you couldn't even save Johnny." I'm like, "Oh boy, here we go. Plot lines trash."
They recast her.
Yeah.
Master
Yeah,
doing this whip. Oh
yeah.
God.
And
Oh.
what really pissed me off is that we never got to see Sub-Zero and Scorpion again. Like after they had their fight, we never saw them again. Okay. Oh, that's it.
I just I don't understand
What
it.
happened?
Yeah, they and also Nightwolf. What were they thinking, bro?
Oh,
Oh, pretty cool, huh? That was my animality.
No, he didn't have a fight in the movie though. He had no battles in the movie. I was like, what the hell you even bother putting him in there?
Oh God! Oh, I saw that part. I was crying. I said, "No way!" Oh, and then when he woke up, and then when he,
He pulled out his axe and his bow and arrow. I was hoping I'd see some of that, his shadow charge, but no, he was just there just to talk to Liu Kang about feel your animality, and I was like, oh come on, that's it.
it was garbage.
Never see him after that.
Yeah, and the scene after that was trash too. That part with Jade, bruh, no, not the way, bro, not the way, man, at all. You know, and I mean, not to get into different actors and everything, and different ethnicities and stuff like that. But she was supposed to wasn't she supposed to be a little bit darker? She was supposed to.
They should have got like an Egyptian.
Yeah, because
looked more like Egyptian.
yeah, and I guess they were like, "Oh well, you know what? She's a ninja. She needs to be Asian." Okay, well, yeah, that's
Russian. Yeah, she was. I found out her background. She's actually a Russian Asian.
yeah. There you go. Unbelievable. But well, I don't know. That's true. Well, that's true too. But then again, they did make her dark. Yeah, they did. But let's talk about the elephant in the room before we go on to our first break. Uwe Ball. Oh yeah. Anybody was.
We kind of get a little ahead though. What about the Street Fighter movie? There was a lot of stuff that happened during.
Oh yeah. You know, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that for a second. Okay. Let's talk about that. Yeah. Then we'll talk about that after the break. Street Fighter. You know, choosing Jean-Claude Van Damme playing as Guile. You know, supposed to be an American fighter and everything. Obviously, he's he's Swedish, Belgian, right? He's Belgian, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the fact that he has the moves. He has a move set, which is great. You know, with his short hair and stuff like that, and the fact that he works for the UN when he's not supposed to work for the UN.
He's with the Air Force.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's supposed to be for the Air Force, yeah. But they didn't portray that in the movie. So you know he and what else? Cammy also part of the UN? What? No.
She's supposed to be with the MI6 though, with the British nation.
Exactly. Yeah. So and having Chun-Li as a news reporter.
I'm the king of Street Fighter lore. That movie really got to me.
Yeah,
I was pissed what they did, and then they made Ryu and Ken like combat, like
arms dealers.
Arms dealers. Yeah, they made them like combat arms dealers. Yeah.
Working with Sagat and Vega. Working with them.
Yeah, I mean,
not working with them. They weren't really working with them. They were trying to rip them off. You remember from the movie, they were just trying to make a deal with them.
Yeah.
But they were trying to like take the money away from them and give them like toys.
I don't know, but I mean, they had a working relationship for them to come up with ripping them off.
That is true.
Right.
Conman.
They were con guys. They were ripping. They were ripping off criminals. That's what they were trying to do. I mean, they were the good guys, but they try to work with criminals, and at the end of it, they rip them off and they get away with it.
Oh man.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
And E Honda.
This movie, I don't know anything more.
E.
I know about the whole Street Fighter lore before they even came out with this movie, and then like I think Torrance was gonna mention that E Honda was a cameraman. I was like, and he was Hawaiian. He's supposed to be Japanese.
Yeah.
Oh man.
He's a grand champion. He's a Yokozuna.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm.
And dude, why was
Before Balrog? They did Balrog.
Balrog was supposed to be working for Bison. You know, they got the rules fixed. DJ was working with Bison. I was like, no, DJ.
DJ was not. He's an MC. He's an MC, and he works for clubs. He does club work. That's his thing. That's his MO. You know, and he does dance fighting and everything. He has a different style.
Yeah,
kickboxing. Right. Right. So they made him into a oh god. Ooh. And and who the heck is Captain Sawada? Captain Sawada and everything wasn't even a thing. They threw him in there. Who else? Oh, T-Hawk. Oh, don't get me started with T-Hawk. Don't get me started. Listen, I'm a native. I am Native American. Okay, I have Native American blood. How dare they? How dare they do T-Hawk that dirty? He never worked for the UN. Number one. Two. He's supposed to be part of his tribe. He's actually a chief of his tribe. They didn't even portray that. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. He was in Mexico.
Oh, I was heated. I was heated when they showed up. And he said, "Oh, that's T-Hawk." Bro.
Yeah, you know what they could have done with T-Hawk? They could have had him like by himself, that he has his own purpose to go after Bison, and they could have had him, to join forces with Guile. And they could have made something that made a little bit sense. But he said, "No, we just put him right there. He's been with them."
He's bigger than Zangief.
Exactly. He should have been big, though. They could have made something like have United States forces, and they know that Bison. They could have done something like Bison's trying to capture all these great fighters, but they could have had the air forces like look for these street fighters, so they could have him join them and fight against Bison and against his allies.
Hey, listen.
But they weren't thinking straight, and then they had Dalsim as a scientist. He can't even fight for his life.
Oh man. But hey, listen, Raul Julia did play.
He had hair, dude. He had freaking hair.
Oh yeah, Dalsim. Yeah, Dr. Dalsim. Oh.
I just said that. He's a scientist.
Yes. Oh, that's even worse. That's even worse.
That was so bad.
Oh.
That was horrible.
Of course not. Took the source material. Yeah. All those little like notes. He's probably like writing it inside of like a little notebook saying, "Oh yeah, Blanca's green. Okay, he has gray hair. Oh, he's mutated. Oh, that's a fantastic idea. Oh, Dalsim. Oh yeah, he's Indian. Oh, you know what? Indians are doctors. You know what? Let's turn him into a scientist. Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Oh, that's just great writing. Oh my goodness. Oh wait. Oh, we can't find a good sumo wrestler. Who can we get? Oh yeah, that guy. He looks pretty good. Oh, we can turn him Hawaiian. He can become Yokozuna. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, that's all I about. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Who is that guy? Oh yeah. Look, T-Hawk. T-Hawk. Oh no, we don't have a beggar. Oh look, we can put a UN.
The guy is short, and he's got the eye patch on the wrong eye.
Oh. Well, the only person they really got right was Vega, but then again, Vega was supposed to be a little bit more like Spain from Spain, so he has a more lighter skin and blonder hair. Yeah. Uh,
Zangief they got perfect. Zangief was perfect.
Zangief was the only one, but then again, he was also you know, well, Shadowloo, whatever Shadowloo, Shadowloo, yeah, Shadowloo Tong, whatever the hell you call him, I don't know, anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
Plus, they made him an idiot though. Like he didn't realize that he was working with the forces of evil.
quick, turn the channel.
That was the only bad part of the film, to be honest with you.
Here's the thing.
I'll tell you something.
That's the problem.
Exactly.
He's very intelligent. You read like 6 books a day or something.
Oh man.
Right.
What was it?
I don't know if you guys knew about this though, but like during that stage, like they revealed this like a couple of years later though that Jean-Claude Van Damme actually admitted during the time, like during backstage while they were not shooting Street Fighter, him and Kyle Malengo had an affair.
Ooh.
You know about that?
No.
Well, no, because they actually revealed it like a few years later though. Like, I don't know if it was revealed back in the '90s though, but he did mention and say, yeah, you know, I did mess around some time, and he said, yeah, because he couldn't help it because Kyle Malengo was in her prime back then, so he saw the opportunity, just took it.
Oh, so bad.
When I think about this movie, if it wasn't attached to a Street Fighter license, and they had time to rewrite it, it would have made a great action movie. It would have been a great Van Damme movie. It could have been one of his like best, another great Van Damme movie.
It could have been.
Well, if it wasn't if it wasn't called Street Fighter, yeah. If it wasn't called Street Fighter, it would have been a fantastic movie. Yeah.
You know what was a missed opportunity since they didn't put Fei Long? They could have got Jason Scott Lee to play Fei Long in this film.
True.
Because look at when he played Bruce Lee.
That movie came out the same year.
No, Dragon of Bruce Lee story came out, I think it was '93 at the time. And like right after that, he could have worked on Street Fighter and he could have played Fei Long in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think they should just focus on put out a movie, focus on real intent, leave it at that. Everyone that's where you don't need a character for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even the games don't focus on all the characters at the same time in every story.
And you wouldn't be able to fit them all in anywhere because I mean, you know, all the backstories and everything have so extensive. They could have.
Something like that, make it a series.
Well, they did a great job with the what was it? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway, with Street Fighter, even though it wasn't sticking with the source material too much. I mean, yeah, they did get the characters' names right, but then again, they, well, sort of. But there was a lot of memorable plots or story things inside the movie, and there's also a lot of phrases that people actually loved. M. Bison had a lot of them, and I loved every last one of them. For instance, especially the Tuesday line. Come on, who at that part right there will live in infamy. It will be like the most iconic freaking saying. So it was like
he was the best actor in the entire
film. He was.
Of course he was.
Most memorable line.
And on top of that, its delivery was fantastic. He's like, oh, yeah. I'm sorry, I don't remember any of it. He's like, you don't remember? Yeah. Holy cow! He's like, yeah. That night that Bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday. Perfect. So perfect.
Slap in the face of the line.
Exactly. What was so great about Raul Julia when he took this role, he did this role because for his kids though.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I heard that.
Just before he passed away, too, and believe it or not, he was actually sick when he was actually filming.
Yeah,
he
had cancer.
Yeah, he had cancer, and he went through it.
Cancer, and he fucking, yeah, that's dedication, man.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Yeah, so. He left a legacy, and he will always be the best Gomez Adams. Yes, the best Gomez Adams ever. Never, no one can replace him at all. Period. I don't care. But anyway, let's go. Let's get into our first commercial break, and we will be right back right after these important messages.
Okay, kid, show me what you got. Yeah, right. Next. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, I'm here. Just wanna... Okay. Okay.
Oh, gotcha.
Gotcha. Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm watching the commercial right now. It's funny.
Which commercial is it they're playing?
Final Fantasy 3, Super Nintendo.
Oh yes, I remember.
Those little claymation characters in there.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
Oh shit, he got the Zelda and Adventure of Link
Nice.
Guardian Legend. What game is that?
Oh, that came out on the NES. I remember that game.
Yeah. It's whoa.
It was a good game.
Yeah, it looks good for an NES.
Yeah. You never played
That
it?
could be a Super Nintendo right there. No, I didn't. I didn't have a Nintendo. I had a Sega.
Oh, that's right. You grew up with the Master System. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up with the NES. My cousins had the Master System.
Yeah, I just go to my friend's house and play the Nintendo.
Yeah.
And sometimes we'd switch. We'd just let each other. We'd swap systems.
Yeah.
We'd
Well, no, it's
record.
funny that you mentioned. It's funny you mentioned that because I remember
Yeah.
I had a Super Nintendo. My godbrother had the Genesis though, so he would come over to play Super Nintendo. I go over there to play his Genesis, so it
Yeah.
worked well for the both of us.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, those
Oh,
were the days.
I'm watching Torrance's Patreon commercial.
Nice. Yeah, I got some members on there.
What's up?
Oh no, I haven't said anything.
Oh, it was the wait a minute.
Oh, those were the days.
Yo, they can hear us.
They can.
They can hear us over the break. Hold on.
Oh wow. Woo. Oh boy.
It's all good. We didn't say anything stupid.
No, no. Just sharing some memories. That's all. Gonna have to let T know about that.
What? All good. Let's keep it going talking about the Street Fighter movie then until he gets back.
Oh, I'll tell you what though. What you know what's funny? Like after the Street Fighter movie, they actually made the game though.
Yeah, I
It came
have
out
it.
for the
The game's
arcade.
hard, dude. It's hard.
The computer is very cheap.
Yeah, it is.
I paid.
I can't. I can only beat it with Ryu and Guile. That's it. I can't beat it with anyone else. Oh yeah, I can.
I can only use Guile in that game. That was
Yeah.
the only character because Guile I could easily